Hello, welcome back to another episode of Straight to the Point. Why do I always keep promising that I'm going to do like really regular uploads and then not do them? Drives me absolutely nuts. But what I wanted to really treat this episode as is like a bit of an update on May. So you've not heard from me from a little while. Unplug Alexa because she's going to go mental otherwise as I'm talking through this. Anyone else got an Alexa in their room and it goes off in the most inconvenient moments? Same thing with Apple Watches, like all the time. Anyway, I'm already rambling, and I guess my first thing is apologizing to you all. I know lots of you watch these videos, and all you've seen on my channel or on the podcast recently, if you're listening, is webinar replays and trainings and workshops. And this documenting the journey type video or podcast is something that lots of you enjoy, but haven't seen very much of. So I can only apologize for that. And what I want to do in this is really give you an in-depth update on May and some of the key lessons that I've been learning on social media, in business, and also trying to balance work and life at the same time because it's been a real challenge for me recently. And so this episode might be a little bit longer than usual, so settle in. I've got some really key things that if you're looking to grow on social right now, or you're looking to generate leads on social right now, that you're really going to benefit from. And I've got notes down at the bottom here. So if you see me kind of like looking down, that's the main reason why. If you're listening, you won't see it whatsoever. And where I really want to start in this episode is taking you right back to the beginning of May, where we had an okay April. Like, I don't know how other people are finding their consulting and agency businesses at the moment. For those of you that this is your first episode that you're watching, my company is a LinkedIn marketing agency, but we do other stuff on social as well. We predominantly focus in on LinkedIn, and we are a training company, and we're also an agency. So in this series, what I talk about is life growing both sides of the company. So the training and the consulting, along with building an agency as well, because both come with their own unique challenges. And if you're not subscribed already, please do hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to grow this channel to as big as I can possibly get it, so I can reach as many people as I can with it as well. And I hope that it is useful. Let me know in the reactions with a like or even a dislike. Just let me know what you think to these sorts of videos. And if you have any questions, please put them in the comments. But growing those two type of companies at the same time, it isn't easy. And we're at the phase now where we're rapidly growing, and it comes with some real challenges because you've not just got trying to keep customers happy in both sides. You've also got trying to keep your team happy, trying to make sure that the business is consistently growing. For those of you that have growing companies right now, you'll know about the S curve. You grow, you come back, you grow again, you go back, and it's just like this never-ending story. And one of the things that I've really had to do over the last couple of months specifically is have a bit of a mindset shift in terms of what we're doing. We lost in December probably around 6 or 7 customers, which really hurt. And this is like the real life story of growing a business right now. If you're looking at growing quickly like we were, you're not going to please everyone. And I've really not been happy about that. I am a big people pleaser in business. I'm trying to learn not to be, but it's really tough to when you've got that built within you to try and switch off. And losing customers really hurts. And these were agency customers, just so you all know. I'm going to focus in on the agency first, and then I'll talk about the training and the consulting company second. But our agency is a it's the heart to our business. It's our main money maker, really. Like, the academy is an amazing part of what we do, but the agency is our top paying customers are there, right? So that's where we want to deliver the best results. And we focus very much in helping people use events now. So previously with LinkedIn, we were very much an outreach and a network growth and a content agency. And so we are very much reliant on customers being able to have a sales process that really converted. And actually, what we found as an agency is that was quite tough to retain clients. So we would have the initial contracts, but at the end of the contract, because there was no direct correlation to ROI, people weren't particularly happy. And even though we knew our work was having an impact because we've had feedback after customers have left, that they've seen a detrimental drop off and then come back to us, like they still have that feeling. And we noticed this in about October, November last year. So a big thing here is if you're in agency or training based businesses and your retention is low, don't just sit there and let it happen. Take the time to work out what are the reasons for it. And one of the main reasons we were losing customers was because we had no direct involvement with conversion. So we decided to make the switch. And instead of focusing in on like the administration only services, we'd switch so we'd actually help people convert. And my specialty has always been webinars. You will see a number of them on this channel. And if you're running them right now, please make sure you stay tuned because I've got some real in-depth content coming into this channel around how you can improve your webinar conversions. And so we spend lots of time with agency customers, helping them know what to say and why they're saying certain things. So the structure, like the structure to a webinar presentation is literally everything about it. If you want to get people to buy at the end of something, you need to make sure that you're not packing it full of content and instead you're using the structure that we teach to be able to get there. That structure is around highlighting and shining a light on the mistakes that their customers are making or their prospects are making. And if you get that right, you take those people on a journey, people end up buying. And our agency had that shift. So rather than just being focused in on the administration, the boring side of social, we started to focus in on how do we help our customers make money. And we have seen some insane results. And our agency has grown because of it. It's been so cool to watch. But the big lesson that I've taken throughout that whole first half of the year is that you've got to make sure that you're always working on your product. You've always got to look at your services and move with the times to make them better. Our academy is just about to launch V2, so our latest version of it. And that has seen monumental changes to it. And so if you're sitting here watching this right now and you're going through challenging times in terms of sales and marketing, sometimes it's really important to have a look at the way that you're framing what it is that you're selling. How are you packaging it up? Is it still ticking the boxes and matching the desires of what your customers are needing and wanting? Our service wasn't, and therefore we suffered from it. Now we are retaining better than ever. We are acquiring customers quicker than ever. Like we've had 2 just signed this week. I'm meant to be only talking about May, but we are at June 7th when I'm recording this. We've had 2 new agencies signed this week. We've had another 2 coming on board next week. And then we've got a number in the pipeline. And I'm not even marketing it. This is literally the only form of marketing where I've spoken about our agency recently. It's coming because the academy is doing an amazing job in terms of getting clients to a point where they can afford to outsource certain services. And then the agency then helps take that on further. So big lesson is if you are losing clients right now or you're not acquiring clients quick enough right now, focus in and look at the way that you're framing your offer and product. We went from just doing basic services to actually focusing in on conversion. And then from that, we saw a big spike. And because we generate good results from it, that means that people are staying. So big one there. The second thing is I've probably worked more hours in May than I ever have done in any other month. I have been knackered. Like it's been a real slog. However, I've loved every second of it. We have been met with challenge after challenge after challenge with this stuff. And that's had to require a lot of my hours going in. I did, I think on average around 30 calls a week in May, with whether it was with customers or whether it was with agency clients. Like now in terms of our academy, what we're doing is rather than sitting there and letting people just consume videos, which we were guilty of around 18 months ago, people were buying this and then they weren't being held accountable to do it. If you've got education companies right now, the thing that's really working well for us is that we are really holding people accountable. And this is something that, again, for me, if you're selling training and you want to grow your training business, it's the bit that you need. We use Slack as a communication tool. I am on Zooms with people 5, 10, 15 minutes, just like little sessions, basically making sure that they're getting the work done. Our team do the same thing with all of our other clients. Like I focus in on the webinar stuff, the team focus in on all of the social stuff. That's what they specialize in. but we set a deadline and the work needs to be submitted 24 hours before that deadline. And then if it is, we'll have the call, we will mark and review the work, and then they set another deadline with another bit of work, and they're held accountable to do that. The retention of our products, both of them, training and agency, have gone through the roof purely because we are no longer just letting our customers get away with not doing the work. Like, we are absolutely drilling it home, because doing so enables us to thrive. Like, if they do the work, we know our service works. And so our tone has changed. We're no longer accepting mediocrity. That's the word. We're no longer accepting average. Like, we are after the people that want to grow quick, that want to put in the hard yards. And we can really change the way a business is going if they have that mindset. And by leading by example here, what I've noticed is that the team have come with me. John, Elise, Victoria, Sam, Nick, like, we're all a big team here. Although we're a small team, we're like a really, really connected in what we're doing. Like, that work ethic I have seen rub off on the rest of the team, and they've come with me, and I can't tell you how happy I am to see it. Like, it is insane to see the hours that people are putting in, the efforts that they're doing. And I actually don't think if I'd have led by example and did that, it's something that I'm actually really proud of in May, that they would have done it. Because why should they just do the minimum that they need to? Like, I get it, but actually seeing them come on, like, they've attended every call with me. I've asked them to, and not made it mandatory. Like, I've asked them to attend every sales call, every academy call, every agency call. They join, and their knowledge has gone through the roof. So again, if you've got teams right now that you may classify as underperforming, get involved with them. Don't just moan about it. Get involved and start putting some effort in, because if you applied some effort and really put in time to work and make them feel involved, build the culture, lead from the front, like, it's incredible to see the difference that it makes when you up your intensity. And people talk about burnout a lot. They talk about getting, like, I am probably putting in more hours right now than I ever have done. Hundreds of hours, like 100-hour weeks, maybe not that much, maybe like 80, 90. I can't moan about how many hours I'm putting in, but like, it's 7 days a week. Oh, I'm loving it. And because of doing that, the growth that we're seeing isn't just a little bit of a growth curve. It is sustainable. And it's been doing that now for at least 3 months. And if I can get to the end of the year with this level of consistency, I'm going to be very, very happy. So yeah, there's some big positives. I guess the counter side to that is, I don't know if I really should be talking about this publicly. Yeah, I'll screw it. Why not? I've got it written down on the paper, so I guess I wanted to say it. One of the things that can be quite tough when you're being your authentic self online, like, I am literally quite raw and quite honest with these things. I don't even edit them. Like, I literally record and put them out there. Is you're going to get some negative feedback. And I take things to heart. I mentioned at the beginning, I'm quite a people pleaser with this stuff. And not just with this stuff, just in general. And if you're like me, you will be affected by people that don't really see eye to eye with you. And we had this with a certain business, and they weren't happy with the approach that we have in terms of the way that we present, the way that we deliver. They weren't happy with some of the things that I said, and they were quite harsh, to be fair. And I'm all open for constructive criticism. And so, like, I listened to that conversation, because all of our conversations are recorded, right? And for me, negative feedback is as important as positive. If you're going to take positive feedback, you have to listen to the negative. Otherwise, it's just never going to work for you. Just be ego-filled forever. You either don't take any feedback on board, or you be open to both. The negative feedback actually has helped me a lot, because it's shined a light on the way that I present sometimes. Like, I can be quite hard, I can be quite blunt, I can be straight to the point, and that can upset people. And I may cross a line at times. And so if you ever go through those moments where that negative feedback, like, it affected me for a good 2 or 3 days. And I was thinking about it. I was watching it back over and over, like, what could I have done differently? And you know what? I've come to the conclusion that there are moments where I've got to be a bit softer with things. And there'll be moments in your business journey, if you're listening to this or watching this, where You have to look at it from the other person's point of view and just accept that actually what you did could have been done differently. It's not that it was right or wrong. It just could have been done differently and you would have got a better result. And from that, I've learned that, yes, I'm going to carry on. Nothing's going to change the way that I do things. However, there are certain situations where I need to be better prepared and find out more about what the circumstance is before I go and deliver what I'm meant to deliver. And yeah, dealing with that negative feedback isn't easy, but if you're out there in the public eye, you're going to get it. So expect it. And if you expect it, that at least then you can deal with it. Don't hide away from it. Take it on board. If it's valid, accept it, learn from it. If it's not valid, cut down the line, bin it off and move on. So yeah, dealing with negative feedback. The third thing is looking at social right now. So you know that I live on social. I don't really like these platforms whatsoever, but I live on them and I study them. I study them because it's what we have to do. We have to look at getting attention. We have to look at getting impressions, followers. I don't care what anyone says. Like, I would rather have 1 million people following me, even if they might not be the perfect client, than 1,000. More followers has meant more business every time for us. And the more followers that I've got, the easier business has got. So if anyone's out there telling you they're not important, they don't live and breathe this stuff in the right way. Just my opinion, but I really believe it. They either are just a little bit nuts and delirious, or they just don't know how to build an audience and trying to make themselves feel better. It's a bit harsh, but it's true. And so when it comes to social right now, especially LinkedIn, for those of you that are using it, if you're putting out educational content that everyone else has already said before, you are not going to go very far. You need to feed this platform with what it wants. And you need to feed this platform with what your audience that are following you right now want. So little things that you can do. Go and find the people that you're trying to connect with. Go into their profile and just spend 5 minutes looking in their activity section and the comments that people are leaving. If you want your content to travel, you need people to comment on it. There is a direct correlation between the number of comments that you're getting and the impressions that you're then achieving and the followers that then you're gaining. Comments means more time spent on your content. More time spent on your content means more impressions. More impressions, as I said, equals more followers. So what you need to understand is what are your audience commenting on? And then with that, you need to create your content from a place where all you're looking for are people to leave comments on it. So if you read your post back, your latest 5 posts, and it's not really easy for someone to go, I agree or disagree, and here's why, then you're missing a trick. All of the best content right now is the one which drives conversation on the bottom of your posts. This is what you need. So any YouTube video you create, any LinkedIn video you create. By the way, if this is making sense, help me out, right? If you're listening still now and you're finding value from this, could you please just comment down below so I know that you're listening right now and just put a thumbs up or a yes, this is good. I'll be really, really grateful, just so I know whereabouts you're getting with this. But with your content, you need to focus in on driving conversation. That is why LinkedIn polls right now are still getting lots and lots of reach, still getting the impressions that they once were. It's not a glitch. It's the fact that a poll gives you a choice, and a choice normally means that there's reason behind said choice, and therefore it's easy to converse underneath. You need to make sure that when you're creating, no matter what it is that you're talking about, you are ensuring that conversation is going to happen. And to do that, you need to understand what topics people are interested in right now. Example, in May, ChatGPT or GPT, whatever it's called, I always get called up for that. ChatGPT was the hottest topic going. If you put a post out on there and said whether you loved it or you hated it, it was like fuel to fire and it would just go nuts, right? There are certain things that happen in the world that are headlines that you need to find a voice on if you want to really travel and perform. When you then do that, what that does is that builds your audience up. If you're then looking for leads and revenue, my other videos will explain this to you in more detail. But to cover it in like for sum up May, all I did to have one of our best months ever from a revenue point of view, from signing agency clients to signing academy clients, is literally focus in on building my followers up to as big. We grew by about 1,500 people. Not massive, but not bad. And then what I made sure that we did was send a message to absolutely every person out there that I connected with a simple introduction message, which if I get like 30 likes on this video, I will share the exact template that I sent so you can use it and you can copy it. 30 likes, it's not many. I don't get many likes really, but if 30 likes, just hit that like button. If you want that template, all you got to do is hit that like button and maybe put template in the comments. I don't know. I'm not very good at this stuff. I'll just be told that I have to do it. So help me out, please. But literally put template. If you're listening on the podcast, go to YouTube. You'll find the video on there. But literally leave the comment. I'll send you my exact template. I'll give you it for free. You can have it. It's incredible. It's so simple, but all it's doing is driving people to certain links which are adding loads of value, which are increasing touch points and dwell time. That means that people then come to my webinars and they come to my workshops. And then from there, they end up, if they're part of a 10% that convert on every webinar that we do as a minimum. So 10% is the minimum conversion we've ever got on any of our webinars in the last 2 years anyway. We generate customers, and we've had 15 to 30 new customers every month for the last 2 years. And that's how we've grown. That's how we've sustained. That's how I sit here now with such confidence behind what we do. So that's what's working on LinkedIn right now. The other platforms I've not really been visible on, so I can't give you an update on them yet. But I promise in next month's update, I will be visible on them and I'll give you the update. Point number 4 of 5 that I'm going to talk to you about today is actually just a feeling that I'm getting from people at the moment that I'm working with, but also people that I've just networked with recently. I've noticed that lots of people feel like the world's against them right now. And I won't lie, November this year, I felt last year, I felt the same. And I got pulled into this negative mindset where everything just seemed to be going wrong. I don't believe in the law of attraction or anything like that. However, if you are constantly blaming other people for the shit that's going on in your life, if you are constantly out there thinking that the world is against you, newsflash, it most likely will remain that way. I had to have a positive switch that I've just turned on this year, where I look at focusing in on the opportunity in every situation that's presented to me. Every situation, even if it is terrible, I will try and find some form of good in it, because otherwise moaning about it only drags you back down into that pit. And again, you'll just keep it happening it will just keep happening to you. So if you find yourself moaning about something and you're not doing something about it, it's on you. And don't go trying to moan to other people, because you know what? People don't want to hear it. And this was a hard truth I had to tell myself, is if I keep being negative, all I'm going to do is pull other people down around me. Like, I've got to be the light that brings everyone up. And if I do that, more people are going to follow me. More people are going to come into my circle. I'm going to have better people in my life. And this is so, so important right now. If you're not getting enough leads right now, do something about it. Make a change. If your relationships are shit right now, do something about it. Put more effort in. If you're a little bit overweight, like I'm feeling right now, like I've got a bike session that I've got to do after this. Do I want to do it? No, but I'm going to do it. Like, I have to do it if I want to change. Otherwise, I'm just going to be feeling like this for all time. I've got a holiday, 2.5 weeks time. I'm going to regret it if I don't make the change. Commit to it and make it. And I guarantee if you can do that for like 30 days of just that positive shift, like, you'll feel completely different. Stop blaming the world for the shit that's going on in your life. And I don't normally sit here and tell you anything on these videos, but actually it's really important because someone told me it and it woke me up. And that's all we need right now, is just someone just to give us that bit of a kick. And from there, opportunity comes. And then number 5, I've kind of covered this off actually, but the big thing for May in terms of why we've done so well, like it's been one of our best months, hard month, but one of our best, is purely because we have looked at what we're doing as a business, product, marketing, sales, and you know what? We've just committed to getting better. Sometimes you can fall into like this complacent feeling where you're just doing the same stuff over and over again and expecting different results. I was doing that. I got lazy. And what happened was our pipeline started to drop. We started to lose customers. And again, what you have to do is catch that before it gets too bad. So look at your product and offer. Look at your marketing. Look at your sales. Look at the way that you're dealing with customers right now. And take a log of everything that you're doing. Actually log. I have this notepad here, right? that, again, like I have everything that gets done written down, and I will always look at it and I'll go, how can I get that better? I just do it on a Sunday. Like I plan my week where on a 7 o'clock on a Sunday evening, I just review the week and I'll look at everything that's happened and I'll work out how I can get it better. And doing that has meant that I've had to record lots more Academy videos. I've had to look at our whole agency onboarding process. I've had to look at the way that we're reviewing webinars right now. I've had to look at the feedback that we're having to give people and get even more detailed and specific with it. And by doing that, our business is in a much more stronger position than it ever has been. We've got an academy with over 270 people in it. We've got an agency that's now pipped over 15 clients again. We're only a small agency, right? Higher ticket, but we're a smaller agency. But I want to get that to 30 clients by the end of July, the agency. I want to cross 300 clients by the end of June in the academy. They're just nice targets to have that we're working towards, but we're only going to get there if we keep improving on what we're doing. So I don't know if that's been helpful to you all. I've rambled on for long enough, I think now. I will commit to at least doing the monthly update. So I'm going to try and do more and more. If you find these useful, if you leave a comment below and let me know, I'll be really, really grateful to hear your feedback on them. Do you want more of this sort of content, or do you find it quite boring? I'd be fascinated to know. Either way, positive, negative feedback. Like I said, I'm open to both. I just need to know so I can work on it. So yeah, please subscribe if you like it. Please like the videos for the YouTube algorithm. I'll be really, really grateful if you could. 30 likes, I'll give it the template out for free. Yeah, hope that's been helpful. See you in the next video. Peace.